Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm making a Festbier. We're in the holiday season, even though Festbiers are meant for Oktoberfest, but whatever. I've been having cravings for really clean lagers because it keeps getting up to like 80 degrees here for some reason. Anyway, what makes a Festbier is it was made for Oktoberfest, but it's a lighter, like all day drinking beer. So it's a little less alcohol than Oktoberfest. It's light in color. Really simple grain bill. It's like Pilsner and Vienna, and that's about it. Some German hops, you know, really simple, clean lager. So I'm gonna start my water just to get it all going and do some water additions. So we're gonna put in 7 gallons of my just LA tap water, or 26.5 liters. And we're gonna make a 5.5 gallon batch, which is 20.8 liters. That's pretty much my standard at this point. Another thing we're gonna do with this one that's a little unconventional is we're gonna do a no chill. I will never chill in this room again. I'm tired of it. So we're gonna wrap it up and let it sit overnight to cool down and then throw it on the glycol. Another thing we're gonna do that's different is we're gonna do a step mash. So I did this in my cranberry lager as well. We're basically going to start the mash at a low temperature, go to medium and then high for about 30 minutes apiece, except for the high one, we're gonna let it sit at 10. And we're gonna do that because we're using an under-modified Flora malted Pilsner malt by Mecca grade. It's called Gateway and it's great. So I'm gonna just get this going. So turn it on my heat and I'm gonna insulate this. All right, so while that's heating up, let's do our water additions. So for this, we're just gonna add 1.8 grams of calcium chloride, 1 gram of Epsom salt, and 1.1 grams of gypsum. All right, so I'm gonna throw this in here, and now I'm gonna connect everything. So I'm gonna set my heat at 142. Our first mash step is at 138, which is 59 degrees Celsius. And then our next step is gonna be at 156 or 69, and then the next one at 168 or 75.5. So I'll see you guys when it's at 142, which is about 61 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we are at our strike temp. And I'm gonna just throw in my screen real quick. All right, now we can measure our grain. So this entire mash bill is really simple. It's just 10 pounds or 4.5 kilograms of an under-modified Pilsner malt called Gateway. It's by Mecca grade. It's a small company based out of Oregon. You guys should check them out. Their malt is amazing. And then 1.5 pounds of Vienna, which is 680 grams. So I'm just gonna measure them out real quick, starting with Vienna. And here's my Mecca grade. So we're doing 10 pounds or 4.5 kilograms of this Pilsner malt. So I opened up my gap a little bit wider than its like smallest setting. Let's see. All right, it's gonna work. Okay, so we are ready to mash in. Our strike water is a little higher than anticipated. It's 144 degrees instead of 142, so about 1 degree Celsius higher or 2 degrees Fahrenheit higher. I'm gonna go ahead and just mash in. First, I'm gonna turn my temp down to our first step temp, which is 138 degrees or 59 degrees Celsius. And mash in. This was a really fine crush. It'll just make our efficiency higher, as will the step mesh. So I'm just gonna throw my lid back on, reconnect it. Always make sure to reconnect it before you hit the pump, unlike what I did last time. Turn my pump back on. And I'm gonna set a timer for 30 minutes for this and then ramp it up for 20 minutes up to our next step, which is 156 degrees or 69 degrees Celsius. And then we'll do another 30 minutes, etc., etc. Okay, so it's been half an hour, so I'm just gonna turn my temperature up to 156. And this is gonna ramp up over the course of about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna set a timer for 30 minutes and then do our last step. So 156 degrees Fahrenheit is 69 degrees Celsius, and that's about it. Easy peasy. Super easy on this claw hammer system. Okay, so this is now at close to 156, so I'm just gonna set a 30-minute timer. It's at 69 degrees Celsius, 156-ish degrees Fahrenheit, and we're about halfway done with our mash now. Okay, so it's been half an hour at 156 or 69 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna ramp it up to 168 or 75.5 for 20 minutes. And we're gonna let that sit for 10 minutes, and then we're going to pull the grain and do the boil. Okay, so it has been 10 minutes at 168. So I'm going to get ready to pull the malt. So I'm gonna turn my heat back up. To boil. And I'm just gonna let this drain the rest of the way. All right, so I'll see you guys back here when we're boiling. Okay, so we're now at a boil. I'm gonna drop in my hop screen and we can measure out our hops. So for this beer, at the 60-minute mark, we get half an ounce of Magnum, which converts to 14.2 grams. And it also gets half an ounce of Saaz at the 15-minute mark, which is also 14.2 grams. All right, so I'm just gonna dump our Magnum straight in there. Measure out our Saaz. Okay, and I'm gonna take a pre-boil gravity reading, even though it's already boiling, but we can get an idea. We've got about 6 gallons or 22.7 liters in there. Our boil size was supposed to be 6.5 gallons or 24.7 liters, but we boiled off a bit more than that. You know, I think we're gonna be totally fine. So our pre-boil gravity is supposed to be 1.051. I'm getting 13.8 bricks, which converts to... So 13.8 bricks converts to 1.06... Oh, that's 14. 13.8. Converts to 1.058. And our original gravity is supposed to be 1.055. So as expected, we overshot our original gravity. I expected it, so I made this a little lighter than I would have preferred it to be recipe-wise, so that it'll end up being what I actually wanted in the end. I need to up my efficiency, I think. It's just, I'm consistently hitting higher than I'm expecting, so that's the next step in dialing in the system. All right, so I'm gonna set a timer for 45 minutes, and then we can do our Saaz addition, and then we can just seal it up and let it chill overnight. Okay, so it's been 45 minutes, so we are gonna add our 15-minute addition of 1/2 ounce of Saaz, which is 14.2 grams of Saaz. I've also got a Werflack tablet in there. Should have put in the whole thing, but oh well, it'll be fine. All right, so I'm gonna set a timer for 15 more minutes and then pull my hops in, seal it up. All right, our boil is over. I'm gonna pull my hop screen. We've got about 5.5 gallons in there. I'm gonna take an original gravity, but I might add some water, given that we already hit our gravity. Well, I got a bunch of crud in that one. All right. It looks like our original gravity is way too high. We're at 14.4. So I'm gonna throw that in my calculator. So 14.4 bricks is 1.061. We wanted our original gravity to be closer to 1.055. Let me just look at my batch again. You know what? I'm gonna just put it up. I'm gonna add water up to the 5.75 mark. First, I'm gonna run my pump though. I'm just gonna let that run while I grab my water. All right. Just adding about 1/4 gallon. I'm gonna run my pump again. Mix it up. Let's see what we've got going on. So we've got 13.8 bricks now, which I believe is 1.055. So 1.058. Is our new gravity. So that'll be good. I'm gonna record that and record our post-boil kettle volume as 5.75. All right, and then I'm gonna seal this guy up and call it a day. And turning off my heat. All right, so this will cool down overnight, and then I'll throw the glycol on in the morning and pitch the yeast tomorrow evening once it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, so good morning. This guy is what we're gonna transfer into. It's got the glycol coil. I've already sanitized this once, but you know, it's always good to be double sure. So we're just gonna transfer this guy in. It's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit now. And that's about it. We're gonna cool it down with the glycol down to 50 degrees, and then we can pitch our yeast probably tonight. So may as well get started. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on my glycol, seal this guy up, of course. Setting it to 50 degrees or 10 degrees Celsius. And I'll see you guys back here for the yeast pitch. Okay, this is now down to 50 degrees, so I'm just gonna open her back up and pitch my yeast. So this is a pretty big starter. I decanted it a little bit just to get some of the liquid out. Just right in there. All right, so I'm just gonna seal it back up. Throw on my airlock. This has already been sanitized. And move it into place. Well, all right. Hopefully in about 3 weeks, I'll be drinking a Festbier right in time for pre-Christmas. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. If you want all my videos early, merch, bonus content, ad-free videos, early videos, whatnot, go ahead and join my Patreon. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe.